Hey, how are you? Well, one of my most popular videos is how to make a wooden countertop. And I get questions in the comments and also on emails all the time. So I thought I'd make a video just talking about wooden countertops and talking about what I know. Now, basically, there are definitely pros and cons to a wooden countertop. And the pros are, a wooden countertop looks beautiful and you can save a decent amount of money if you can make your own countertop. And that was the main reason why I made my own countertop. The cons are you're going to have to be more careful with a wooden countertop. It's not going to take the abuse that some countertops will. Now, the problem area that I have with my wooden countertop is we chose to use an undermount sink. And the reason why we did that is we like the idea of sweeping everything off of the countertops and into the sink without having to go over the lip of the sink. But the problem with that is when you're washing large and heavy pots and pans, we try not to, but you tend to ding the sides of the wooden countertop. And so now you've cracked the finish and you have the water there so water can get into the wood. And periodically I kind of go around with a little artist brush with some polyurethane on it and just dab a little polyurethane in there. And it still looks good, and I guess another pro is you could always take the countertop off and refinish it. As far as woods, I like sapele for a wooden countertop, and the reason for that is it's a very stable wood, it's a dense wood, it's easy to work with, and it's beautiful. Now, I would definitely stay away from a softer wood like a pine or a Douglas fir. Some people will talk about using oak for countertops. I tend to not like the deep grain in oak, and also oak has a tendency to turn black when water hits it and is left there for a while. So for me, it was just I just think that sapele is just very user friendly and it looks beautiful, and you're less likely to have any problems with it. For finishing a countertop, I like polyurethane, oil-based polyurethane. And the reason for that is it's just very easy to use, it's easy to apply, most people can do that. And it's strong. My feeling is if it's good enough for a floor, or it's strong enough for a floor, it's going to be strong enough for my countertop. Now, there are people who use epoxy finishes, and maybe you could use an epoxy finish on a softer wood like a pine or a Douglas fir, maybe that would help. But I don't know that much about using epoxy finishes, so I really can't talk about it. I think the best place to use a wooden countertop is when you have a galley kitchen or an island, meaning a straight run. And that's because I'm a little concerned about the inside corners, whether that's a butt joint or a miter joint, and that's because of expansion and contraction. Now, that being said, my brother, who almost finished building his modular house, has got wooden countertops, and they were just installed the other day, and he's got a big inside miter joint. And so we'll see how that holds up. Now, I was wondering how they were going to join the counter, and what they ended up using were pocket hole screws. So they've got a lot of screws in there. I'm not sure what kind of glue they used, but again, it's one of those things where time will tell. And just looking through the comments, maple would be a good choice for a wooden countertop. It's a very nice hard wood, a very dense wood with a tight grain. Now, also, as far as the project last week, the altar top that I was repairing, and I was going to use a wipe-on poly. Well, I was reading one of the comments, and this is from a professional painter, and he suggested that I won't be able to get the buildup using the wipe-on poly. And after sleeping on it, I thought, yeah, he's probably right. So I ended up lightly sanding the first coat of wipe-on poly. I've applied 2 coats of regular oil-based polyurethane, and now I'm going to apply 2 coats of the wipe-on poly. And I think that that should work. Hopefully I won't have any problems. If I do, I'll let you know. So I'm going to go upstairs now and get that next coat of wipe-on poly on, and I'll see you on Friday. One more thing. I got an email from Scott Hayes, and he had a question about a countertop for his island. And basically the problem that he's having is he wants to use wormy chestnut, which I don't know much about, but the problem is that the material is only 3/4 of an inch thick. And so how can he gain a little height to his countertop because he happens to be very tall? So my suggestion is first use a piece of 3/4 inch plywood and band the edge with, you'll have to make some molding with your table saw. You'll have to cut some strips, and you can band the edge and finish that. You want to finish the top of it, and then cut some slotted holes so you can attach the countertop to the plywood with a washer. That way the countertop can expand and contract, and then you can attach your countertop on top of the plywood with maybe 3/4 of an inch reveal all the way around, and that'll give you a little bit more height to your countertop. I mean, not much, but it sounds like every 1/4 of an inch counts. So anyway, I hope that helps, Scott. I'll see you soon.